Hey guys, sorry for sitting here in the dark, but it's a very rainy day here in the Philippines. Still humid as heck, so I have the fan on. But there's been a news story that's caught my attention a lot for the last week, and it's still going on, but I thought I would chime in with my thoughts on the subject matter. And I keep seeing these headlines. Joel Osteen closes his doors to hurricane victims. That's terrible. What a fraud this man is. Well, maybe more accurately, the church was already closed because of the storm, but the picture these headlines paint is that people were trying to get in and get into safety, and they locked them out. They closed their doors on them, when I don't think that's what happened at all. But we're seeing lots of people trashing Osteen. Everyone has to weigh in with their opinions, and I've noticed that most people seem to know very little about this guy, so let's discuss how big of a fraud this guy is, or whether he's an okay guy or not. We'll try and get to the bottom of this. But there is a lot of reports going around, a lot of fake news too. The bottom line is no one really knows what happened, but back when Hurricane Katrina happened, they actually did put people in Lakewood Church and held people up. So why would he close the doors this time? Well, the general popular belief is he just didn't want to get his building messed up. Which you might not want to even blame a guy for that, but if he did it before, I don't think that would be the case, that they opened doors and they sheltered people before. But what really happened, it seems, is, at least according to Joel Osteen, he said that there was concerns that the church was going to flood, and the city had told him, have people go to designated shelters in the meantime, and they didn't want to open the doors too early because in case something does happen, if someone gets injured, if someone gets killed, well, then it will be on them. And not only that, something that he did mention, when these hurricanes happened, like during Hurricane Katrina, they put up people in these shelters. Some of them were like stadiums, and there was rapes and assaults that happened and all sorts of nasty stuff. And I'm sure that if there's an injury or even a death or there's some sort of assault, I'm sure Joel Osteen doesn't want to get sued over it. I'm sure he doesn't want to be held liable for it. That could be a major scandal for them. But people are rushing to judgment, and a lot of people are putting out their opinions, and some people, they're even putting out fake news and lies. Let's look at this YouTube comment from someone named Donna Marie. She says, Joel Osteen has stated that he is not a minister. He is a motivational speaker. These were the words out of his own mouth. Actually, on a couple occasions, I've heard Osteen say exactly the opposite, that he's not a motivational speaker, that he's a minister. But this is a flat-out lie, and it has 29 thumbs up, and it just shows you how people will just believe anything they read on the internet. This is a person that will go on the internet and just totally lie, and they can do it anonymously. Donna Marie might not even be her real name. This is the type of woman that would hook up with a dude, sleep with a dude, and then later claim that she's raped. Totally despicable, but there's a lot of people that will just read that and they'll just assume that's the truth without looking into it further. Here's a really dumb comment from someone named Edwin F. He did not also open up his own house to the poor. If he would be a Christian, he should sell all that he has and give it to the poor. This type of hypocrisy is only possible in the USA because the god of that system is money. Well, I'm not in the USA, and I've been to a lot of different countries, and I can tell you that's the god for a lot of people, especially if you go to a place like China. But there's something too that people say that Joel Osteen is a bad guy because he's rich. A minister shouldn't live in a fancy house like that. He shouldn't be worth millions of dollars. And now, if this guy is getting people to donate to his church to give in their tithes, and then he's taking millions of dollars out for his personal use or to build his house, I would agree and say that guy is a scumbag. But apparently what Joel Osteen does is he makes the majority of his money from selling books. He's one of the country's best-selling authors, and I'm sure he has other business interests and investments, but if he's making money being an author, well, so what? That's not a big deal. But most people, they just assume that he gets his riches from being a minister when supposedly he hasn't taken any money for being a minister in years. Now, am I trying to tell you that Joel Osteen is a good guy? The truth is, I don't know. I don't know the man personally, but one thing I'm sure of is that he's an imperfect man. You should listen to his message, but not idolize the guy. Mainly what I know about him from his videos, which you can find tons of free videos right here on YouTube, and his books. And if you're gonna spend money on something, there's worse ways to spend money than buying a Joel Osteen book. You probably waste money every day buying stupid things like Starbucks. You might as well invest in yourself in something that's gonna uplift you. Osteen could be a total fraud, but he hasn't had any scandals so far. This is really like the first big scandal he's had, and it seems that it's very manufactured. When you're a guy like Osteen, a rich minister, and people are very distrusting of those types, as they probably should be. Definitely there's a lot of corruption in religion. There's a lot of corruption in all areas of life, even science. Science seems to be the new religion. However, there's so many people that when someone says it's science, they automatically take that as gospel. And the bottom line is there's corruption in science too. You should always be questioning everything, and I don't blame people for even buying into some of the fake news and rushing to conclusions, but hopefully after watching this video, you'll give them a little bit more benefit of the doubt. And whatever religion you are, even if you're atheist, I'd encourage you to listen to his messages. I know that they've really uplifted a lot of people. There's a lot of people in our society that are down, they're suffering, they're depressed, and I know that Osteen has done an amazing job uplifting those people. Me, myself, personally, my experience with him, without knowing anything about him, I would have thought he's a crook too, a TV evangelical minister, and I didn't expect to like him. Then I ended up being forced to listen to him one time, and at the end I was very surprised because I thought to myself, you know what? I didn't actually hate that, and I would have thought I would have hated that, and I thought to myself, I don't know if what this guy says is true, but I hope it is. So go listen to some of his messages. Maybe he's your cup of tea, maybe he's not. I know a lot of very hardcore Christian people hate him because he does have an appeal to people that are not particularly religious, and he appeals to, there's a lot of people that are non-Christians, there's people that are even atheists that enjoy listening to him, and that is going to breed hatred, it's going to breed jealousy. But instead of spending your time trying to vent your hatred out towards someone that you've never met, maybe you're thinking that that's cathartic, I would encourage you to try to invest in yourself and do something more positive. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. We'll upload some more content for you.